Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. My special guest today, Patricia Vonne. She is an award-winning musician, 3 times Austin. What is the Austin music?
Austin
What
Music
what's the
Award.
actual what did you win? You're the 3 time winner. I want to know what you won.
Oh, believe it or not, okay, two times
Vocalist, I know one.
best female vocalist, 2 years in a row, and they have a category for best miscellaneous instrument. I won for castanets, which is really, I felt, a triumph for my ancestors.
Did you get up when you won the award? Did you get up and thank your ancestors and
I
everybody
did.
that's ever
I
held one of those?
walked the stage playing the castanets,
Oh, that's awesome.
and then
What
I.
is what does the New York Times mean when they call you a Renaissance woman of Austin, Texas? What does that mean? Do you know?
Like I said, I wear many hats. I'm also a rock and roll realtor in Austin, Texas. If anyone's looking to buy or sell, I do that for the past 13 years. Um, I think that writer, when I was being interviewed by her, I told her that I was in some MTV videos and when I lived up there. Faith No More was one of them, and
Hmm.
some other bands. And so, but then she's like, oh, and you do this and this and this. I don't know. And then she just titled it that. So. But there's no stopping a Sagittarius.
No stopping you for sure. If your name's Patricia Vaughn, there's no stopping her.
Oh.
Southwestern mythology, what is that? I know you like to explore that in your writing and your music.
Yeah, it's a broad landscape, in like in El Cruzado. You just hear the storyline. It's all in the stories of El Cruzado,
Hmm.
and just stories of Texas. Joe's Gone Riding. It's very descriptive, from the cotton fields of Texas down to the Rio Grande. He's a gypsy cowboy. He always takes a stand. We hustled, pull, hop the trains to San Antonio, and all about Joe Ely. So, but these are about real people. And he would ride the rails and be so adventurous. And so he took me on that Southwestern mythology ride. So I just followed, just trying to capture their spirit and their story in song. And that it became that. Yeah.
How about, I mean, and your brother, some of your brother's films, violence is very prevalent. Do you think violence is part of play and part of just, I
You
mean,
know,
you do write about things
that
like you just mentioned as well, storytelling there. How does that fit in, do you think, in, is it necessary, is it necessary to, I mean, that's who we are as human beings, isn't it? All these different dichotomies and different,
Well, I mean, again, we watched a lot of Hitchcock, a lot of Dr. Phibes, Vincent Price. My first short film was a horror film. Did I even think it would be a horror film? No, at the time, no. But it actually, my first short film won Best Women Empowerment in Paris at a festival. But it was about PTSD and a single mother with 2 children. So it was a very interesting 4-minute flick, but I wanted it to be like an homage to Rod Serling of the Twilight Zone, where he always had it was very, the stories were kind of creepy, but at the end, it always had a real TKO punch of a positive message. And mine was a
yeah.
forgiveness. And so, but when I got one best horror short, I was like, horror film? Well, I guess it was. So, but with my brother, he could do both. He could do the violent horror, but then he can also do 5 Spy Kids movies for children. And but we were always fans of Bruce Lee, and that was fighting. Sorry about the doorbell. Yes. Oh,
That's what did the doorbell say? It
I
sounded
just
like
need
a
to get.
human being.
Can I go get the door for my mama real quick?
Yes, of course. I'll pause.
Okay.
There we go. I don't want to hit stop. So let's can you if could would you be able to give me, just because we don't have enough time, maybe a one, like, where you go differently? We started talking about you as a music artist, and you love the dance part of the music and the performing
Yeah,
and the
I
interaction with the band,
do.
the audience. What about as a filmmaker? How do
Well,
you differ as a filmmaker?
I've been making music videos since the debut album, and I've always loved having that visual, Some of my favorites uh were done on iPhones too later on, but in the beginning, I just love like Dark Mile.
Mhm.
That one's pretty creepy. I use my
It's
all
good
over
too.
cast. Really cool. I don't know.
Really,
I guess I like that creepy kind of thing too.
uh,
The Dark
I
Mile.
like to be scared.
Oh, Rattle My Cage was so fun. That was my first time I ever edited start to finish. It was shot during the Hot Rod Roundup. I co-wrote it with my hero Johnny Reno and Paul Dole, and that was shot on South Congress in front of my favorite club, the Continental Club. And he happened to be there on the street corner. I said, I'm making a music video to the song we wrote. Let's be in it. So it was very spontaneous. And since I edited it, I gave him plenty of screen time. It was just so fun it's so fun to edit your own music videos and just see it come to life.
You're
And
taking it to that next level of what you
absolutely,
hear in your mind and what you had
absolutely.
imagined as you wrote the song, and then as you created the music, and now you're creating the film to go along with it and the visuals.
Yes.
And is that where acting came in? And where do you go as an actress?
Well,
Do you find it a different part of yourself that you can explore through acting?
Well, you know, when I lived in New York for 11 years, I had gotten my SAG card the first year, and I didn't even have to say anything. I don't know how that happened. Usually you need lines. I was a contortionist dancer in an international Coke commercial because I took gymnastics and I was just flexible, but I named it contortionist. I guess Renaissance woman. Like in the movie Funny Girl. Can you roller skate? Can I roller skate? I better learn. So it's like that. What do they need to get the job done? Get my foot in the door and do the job. So whatever they needed, folklorico dancer, flamenco. Oh, if I didn't know how to do something, I learned it on the spot, go into the audition room and get it done. And that's how I did it for 11 years. So I think that's how I did it. So anyway, for acting, my brother was always, since he was 12 years old, he learned how to, my dad had gifted him a camera and he would use us as his actors. So he has archives upon archives, like the last scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark, where you're like trying to find the Ark and there's no way because it's like, you know, cavernous. He has many of those short films with us as his actors that no one will see. And so, but when I moved to New York, it was like secondhand. I loved doing commercials and acting in that. And then when he needed me in his films for the last one I did was Spykids Armageddon. And he named the children's characters after he and I, Patty and Tony, Robert Tony. And so it's just so exciting when he you know, calls upon me to
Mhm.
be in this film. So
I, before knowing you or meeting you many years ago, I did a show on your brother without him involved. I told the story. I was on Dusk Till Dawn for 3 days and watched him work, and he's just an incredible what he does with the camera and how he. You'll have to go back if you're interested. I don't want to burn your time with this, but it was just incredible to watch him work. And I can, when you're talking about being kids and making these movies, I could see him doing that, and just like you know, just
yeah,
amazing family. You guys have got really great what you've added to the world, both of you. And I'd love to hear about your other brothers and sisters. I'm sure that they've added quite a bit too. So my special guest today is Patricia Vonne, and we're talking about her as an actress right now, but she is as you know, as you're listening to the soundtrack of this show, an incredible musician. Uh, Here's a couple films I want you to check out if you like over the weekend or when you get some time. Check out Patricia Vonne in Desperado. She's Bar Girl. Four Rooms as Patricia Vonne Rodriguez. She's in The Corpse. She's the corpse. The segment is The Misbehaviors. Spykids as the Spy Bridesmaid. El Segundo as Maribel. Sin City as Dallas. Heavenly Beauties as the Spanish dancer, and Sin City, A Dame to Kill For as Dallas again. Uh, Also Spy Kids 2, The Island of Lost Dreams. Very cool, Patricia. Musician, artist, actor, activist, singer, songwriter. So much she's made a life in the arts, and we're all better for it. We'll be right back. Patricia Vonne, my special guest. Go to patriciavonne.com. Final segment coming up.